Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the My Greek Island podcast with your hosts, George Tsounyas
and Maria Petraku. Now today we're heading to one of my favorite islands, to the island of Santorini, to have a chat with a local hero and actually a foodie friend of mine. Yes, people, this episode is about food.
What a surprise. So today we are interviewing Eleanor Green from To Spitiko Mas, which offers foodie-related cooking classes on the iconic, picturesque, perfect island of Santorini. However, before we head over to Santorini to our guest today, if you're not following us on Instagram, I'm telling you now, pause and head over to the gram and give us that little follow.
Exactly. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to the podcast and maybe even drop a rating or a review, and definitely share it with your friends. Share the love, people, because it does help us keep coming back with more content.
I think we're ready now. I think we're ready to play the intro and meet Eleanor. So let's get in to today's episode.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the My Greek Island podcast, dedicated to take you, the wanderlust, on a journey through Greece.
There are 227 inhabited Greek islands. Which one will you visit next?
My Greek Island, with your hosts George and Maria.
Today, as we said in the intro, we have a local hero all the way from the island of Santorini, an island that most of you will know and is synonymous with Greece, I would say, and you need to visit at least once in your lifetime. That hasn't happened for me yet, but you have been more than once, Maria, I am assured. I could probably count you've been twice since you've known me, so maybe you've been before that as well.
Been 4 times since I know you.
Oh, 4. Oh, you know. Well, at least twice. Santorini is one of the most visited Greek islands and probably destination islands in the world. We're
one of the most
that.
visited destinations in the world. Yeah, that is correct. So we're going to head over now to Santorini. Our guest today is joining us from a new venture in Santorini called To Spitiko Mas. And we're going to go meet Eleanor, and she's going to tell us all the info you need to know to visit and learn how to cook the traditional way. So let's head over to Santorini to introduce and meet our guest.
Kalimera and Yasu Eleanor. Welcome to the podcast.
Great to have you here, and very excited about our chat today. So looking forward to everything that you're going to tell us.
Hi, yes, that's and for me. I'm very glad to be here with you. I'm also super excited to let you know about what we do here in Santorini at To Spitiko Mas.
So, right, so let's kick off. Now, for our listeners of the podcast will know that Maria has been moaning at me for a very long time to visit Santorini. And recently she's been telling me all about the need for us to do cooking classes in Santorini. And actually, I think that could be really, really fun. So can you tell us a bit about To Spitiko Mas and where you are located?
So sure, To Spitiko Mas is located in Santorini, in the traditional village of Megalochori. It's one of the most traditional settlements, which has maintained a lot of its character and authenticity. So you will find us in the center of Megalochori, in its winding alleys, right across the road from the not from the primary school, but from the preschool. And that's where you will find us, in one of the oldest cave houses of Megalochori. The building is around 150 years old, and 4 generations of locals have lived there.
Amazing. Now, my understanding is that you offer a menu that is linked to the history and the traditions of Santorini, and the local produce. And I think it's also vegetarian. So can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, as we are located in one of the most traditional houses of the village, we wanted really to maintain and promote the heritage of the island and of the village, and therefore we offer a traditional menu for our guests to get to cook with us. And it also happens to be vegetarian, because in the olden days they didn't really have access to a lot of animal products, and they used to really live off the land. So therefore our menu comprises of the Santorini Salad, which is vegetarian, with the addition of the cheese. You can leave that out and make it vegan. Then we do the tomato fritters, which is again very, very traditional here in the island. The Fava bean spread, one of the oldest recipes here on the island. The Santorini garlic pasta, again very, very traditional here on the island for all the old recipes. And then, of course, we also do a dessert, a Halvas, which contains raisins here from Santorini. So we use all local products.
So, as you said, other than the cheese in the salad, which can be removed, all of the dishes are vegan. And although
Yes,
I don't think many people know this, but although other locations do sometimes add cheese to their fritters, Santorini doesn't, right?
No, we don't. Our fritters are completely vegan. So it's just the tomato, the onion, the spices and the herbs, and then the flour. So that is what goes into our fritters. So they are, yes, completely vegan, and they're fried in the oil. So
yeah. Nice. And if anyone has listened to previous episodes about Santorini, we've spoken about the tomatoes, which is used to be one of the biggest local productions of the island, and is very famous for its small tomatoes, and there's even a museum about it, which I've banged on about in other episodes and really enjoyed. Sorry, George, you were going to ask something?
Well, what I was going to say, all these dishes sound really great. And obviously we try to do our research. So on your website, I can see you offer different classes. So you have like private and semi-private and small groups. So could you talk about the cooking classes and who it's actually open to, like what type of learner?
So all levels are welcome. We do everything from scratch. With Alexandra, our chef, we do everything. Everybody participates. Everybody makes their own dish, complete from scratch. All levels are welcome. You don't need to have even cooked before to participate in our classes. What we offer is lunchtime classes and then dinner classes. So either in the morning at 11 or the afternoon at 5 o'clock. And then you also have the option of having either a larger group up to 8 people or a private group up to 4 people. So these are the options which are available.
Very interesting. And I believe I'm obviously sold to be coming. We just need to find time to come.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And I know that I'm not a huge wine drinker, but I'm getting more and more. I like my rosé. And I know Santorini now is famous for the Assyrtiko.
Yes.
Yeah, see, it's an exceptional wine. Can someone visiting you also experience some of the local wines during the cooking sort of experience?
We offer during the experience wine, both as we are cooking and preparing our dishes. A lot of people, they like to cook and drink their wine. I am one of them, so I completely understand.
Same.
And then, of course, you get to enjoy your meal, what you have prepared with us, and still continue and enjoy your wine. And yes, what we offer is the wine that you were mentioning, the Assyrtiko wine. It's the most typical variety here on the island, with a distinct aroma and flavor due to the soil and the way that they are, not watered here in Santorini.
Yeah, the anhydrous style of the vineyards in Santorini, which again we have an episode on. So if anyone wants to learn more about Greek wines in general, head over and check out the dedicated podcast episode. Now, We said that you're located in Megalochori, which is one of my favorite villages on the island. And you did mention that you're in one of the historic cave houses of Santorini. But my understanding is that the venue has quite a nice layout and a traditional layout, but also there's a story behind the name. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, so our name, To Spitiko Mas, means in Greek, means our home. So we want people, our guests, to be welcomed to our venue, and feel as if they are at home, in our home. So we cook together, we enjoy ourselves all together, and then we get to sit down and eat and drink all together. So that's the story behind our name, that everybody feels at home as if they are in a traditional Greek house and they're enjoying themselves as they would, let's say, for a Sunday celebration or something like that, when all the family and friends gather together. And as far as our layout is concerned, it is one of the oldest cave houses, as Maria correctly mentioned, of the island and of the village. And where we do the preparation of our class, the preparation, let's say, of the tomato fritters and our salad, etc., is where the living quarters would have been. The kitchen where we get to cook all our food is a traditional kitchen with the traditional arches and stones, etc. We have made some modifications to bring things up to date. No more fires, but gas fires, etc., to make life, of course, much easier for us nowadays. And then we get to enjoy our meal in what would have been the bedroom of the house, which has now become our dining room, with the original fireplace.
Wow.
Amazing.
It sounds very, very authentic. Now, if our listeners, if they want to cook, eat, and drink with To Spitiko Mas, like the family, I think that's your slogan on your website.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. How can they get in touch and book to enjoy this experience? And which months are you available for booking?
So we have a site where we can book our cooking classes via our site, tospitikomas.com. We also have our phone numbers there. They can call us and book our class using the phone numbers or the email there. The months that we offer our cooking classes are from March until the end of November, because again, we do everything indoors, so the weather isn't a deterrent for us, and we are able to offer the cooking classes for many months.
Yeah, and Santorini is definitely an island where you do visit off summer season as well. Like, it's very popular and
Much nicer.
Yeah, and it's not as hot. It's nice to do some treks as well during that period. We will, of course, add the link to the website of To Spitiko Mas in the show notes for anyone that actually wants to check out the website and book this experience that we are discussing. But before we before we close the episode, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here, which is usually George that does these questions, asks these questions to our guests. So I want to ask you, what are your top things and favorite things to do on the island of Santorini?
So, of course, go wine tasting.
Definitely.
Definitely, not to be missed. As you were saying, trekking is really good if you come off season. Apart from that, the museum, the archaeological site in Aphrodite is really great if anybody's interested in that type of stuff. And of course, the tomato museum, as you were mentioning, Maria, before.
Agreed. And visiting the villages like Megalochori.
The villages, of course, are not to be missed.
and to have a cooking class.
And Pyrgos, okay, we will mention another village apart from Megalochori. We are biased, but okay. We'll tell the truth. Yes, the traditional settlements are amazing here in Santorini.
Yeah, the villages are beautiful indeed.
And take a cooking class. That would be a highlight.
That goes without saying.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, true. I think whilst Maria and I figure out, Maria is probably going to be coming out sometime soon, I'm sure, to Santorini.
She has promised me.
She has,
I did. I'm trying to find some time. I am trying to find an available weekend.
Yeah.
George, I should probably take you with me.
Yeah, but what we do at the end of each episode, we give our listeners a Greek phrase for this episode. So we thought for today, because of the dishes, they're all Greek, we can give the names of the dishes in Greek, if that's okay with you. Can we do that?
Of course.
Okay, so there was the 4 dishes. So if you can tell that you can say each dish, we'll repeat it. Hopefully our listeners will pause and repeat it themselves, and then we'll wrap up.
Okay, great. So I say the Greek name only.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So Santorinιά Salada,
Santorinía Salad,
Ntomatokeftédes,
Ντοματοκεφτέδες,
Fava,
Fava,
Skordomakárona,
Σκορδομακάρονα,
Halvas.
Halvas. It's good. I got the easy ones because some of them are a bit harder. I was like, yes. Some of them were like a mouthful to get. So yeah, we're gonna have those as well in the show notes for people to pronounce. And if they come to you, then they'll be able to know them already, which would be really good. Yeah, I think that comes to the end of the episode.
It does. So, Eleanor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very, very much. It had been a pleasure.
We hope to have you again to discuss other things, or maybe we will do a live link in To Spitiko Mas, having a cooking class all together.
Yes. We did a test of we did a test this year of recording live in Greece. So if that's worked well, which I think it did, we can do more. So who knows?
Well, always welcome till the end of November.
Yeah,
this year.
Amazing. So for everyone that's listened, everything we've mentioned will be in the show notes. Thank you all for listening. And if you do visit Santorini, head over to Megalochori and say hi to Eleanor.
So until the next episode, see you on the next episode, basically. Yassas.
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 Right, my Greek Islanders. This comes to the end of another episode of this podcast.
Now you know the drill. If you like this episode, share it to share the love with the My Greek Island community, where everyone is welcome. And
don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And maybe give us a little rating from wherever you're listening to us from, so you are notified every time a new episode drops. And if you have any suggestions or requests, get in touch.
And for those of you visiting Greece, don't forget to tag @MyGreekIsland on Instagram for a future feature. Until then, see you later, or as they say in Greek,
Ta leme.